And we are back today, and today we'll be making that perfect villains team from scratch. So let's get started. And if you have a heroes team, it'll be in the description down below. Check it out.
And this is to watch GOC.
Alrighty, and let's get started with the leader of your villain squad. Unlike the heroes, there's only one team made for this, and it'll be very specific. And this is gonna be a little bit different from a lot of people are thinking. But the number one leader for your squad is Fuge Zamasu, the new tech demigod for the tech squad. Gives the extreme types for villains a key +1 HP and attack and defense plus 70%. You do immense damage and it greatly lowers attack. He does a super allies minus 10%. And wish that would be for against enemies as well, but it's only for your own team, so it's just a little FU do if you have heroes on your team. And attack plus 120%, and he hits like a train, and with very high stats. Now don't be too alarmed, the one key is really bad, but that is why you will of course take a friend, Goku Black Rose, which it will of course give you a +3 key leader with attack, HP and attack and defense up 50%. I know I said one of those twice. Super attack does immense damage. He hits like a train. He's one of the most consistent hitters in Dokkan now. And any great lowers of defense. He gets his own attack plus 100% and +3 key for villain types. He also has Prepare for Battle and Nightmare for key links. So he is incredible. And then of course you are going to bring your own Goku Black Rose as your first card in there too. So you'll have another Black Rose on the team. You'll have two of them rolling around with +3 key, going around to your allies with their passive. You'll start with 4. So if you have one Black Rose, a turn, you have the leader. Everybody has 4 just based off the leader skill. You have 1 a turn. Everybody's gonna start off with 7 key. That is already incredible. Factor in links. If everybody just has Nightmare or Prepared for Battle or whatever, then that's already a 2 key link. The guy in the middle is going to be constantly having a super. You don't need anything else. This is why this is the only way to really do this. You're gonna want 2 Black Roses because they're too good. They're really too good of a card to not have 2 of. So you're not gonna have them off your team, and you're gonna want Fusion Zamasu because you don't really need 2 as the leader skills going off if you just have the passive of the one and the leader skill of the other, and you're gonna be just fine. So now let's talk about sub-units that you will be having. The number 1 is Buhan. Buhan is of course the int leader. He is incredible. He has 2 different super attacks. You can get him to SA10. He will. You have a farmable one, so that's why he's really good. When he is at SA10, you have a chance, 30% chance to do Super Ghost Kamikaze Kamehameha attack, which does immense damage and it lowers attack and defense. It does a huge attack boost, causes immense damage, and greatly lowers attack and defense. The Vice Shout does immense damage and only lowers attack and defense. So, Super Ghost Kamehameha is probably the best ultimate in the whole game. It hits like a train. It hits almost as hard as the Level King Super from Gotenks, and it greatly lowers attack and defense. That's why he's so incredible. And his passive skill going off for every key obtained, attack plus 12% and receive 3,000 health. So he's going to be healing you all the time too. He's going to hit like a truck and heal you. That's why you're going to have Buhan all the time. And the other unit that you will have is Omega Shenron. He is an absolute beast. The only mono team I can really run is my strength team, and it's almost perfect. He does immense damage, and another guy that greatly lowers defense. And his passive, again, what's really going to get him a slot in this team, it's really going to make him, you just can't replace him. His own attack plus 80%, so which is fairly good. Well, good. And all enemy attacks minus 30%. You know what else does that? That's an Icarus going every other turn when you have your boy out. So you're going to want to keep, again, you want your Omega in their first or second slot all the time. So you always have him coming back every turn. And he of course has shocking speed and yeah, fear and faith, which I believe that's a +2 healing, not nightmare. And then big bad bosses for all these guys. Well, they're gonna be hitting really hard with all their links. And then we're running out of places now, but I think there's one more that you need to have, and that's your secondary blocker, the man himself, Super Janemba. Supreme damage to enemy and greatly lower defense. All these guys greatly lower defense. His attack and defense plus 5,000 and guard activated against all attacks. He of course blocks everything. Another guy with fierce battle. He's gonna have fear and faith. Another +2 key links. Another shocking speed guy. So many great links with all of them. Now we're into a different category of these are more. Now we're out of the cards you need to have to the cards that you probably should have to finish this team. So let's finish it off. Last slot, you have a few options here, of course, but what I would go here is just one finishing attacker. This has a few options here. You have the original Goku Black, you have Perfect Cell, but the one that I would roll with the most is your boy on steroids, 100% form, full power, Freezy Pop himself. His super attack does immense damage. He has a passive is attack plus 120% when doing a super regardless. And he has good links as well. And over a flash unit, I don't think there's any other overword flash units on the team, but nevertheless it's nice to have. Another big bad boss unit and fierce battle. He's going to be very strong. It's going to be another one of those really strong units. But like I said, this last slot has a few options in here, so now let's start reviewing some of the other options that are available. If you want another guy that can do a big hit, like I said earlier, there is Goku Black, who when he's at SA10, that black power ball can cause immense damage to the enemy and lower attack and defense. But if he's not SA10, this is when I would do 100% form Frieza. Okay, it just does immense damage. His passive is attack plus 3,000 per key or absorb. So he's like a weird nuker. It's usually like a 15% increase per key or absorb, like Buhan. But it's 3,000 attack. I don't know how that really changes it. It's just not a percent or a number. I don't know how much damage that is different. But he is nice. He could probably hit harder, but you almost need orb manipulating items, and I don't really like bringing those. That's why I have 100% form Frieza above him. And another option, of course, is the Strength Perfect Cell. One thing nice about him, if you do have key trouble, his healing needs 10 key to do a super. At the 10 key super is a Solar Kamehameha, and it's the same thing as a 12 key super, which both do immense damage and increase attack, and increase attack and defense. And then of course his 11 key super, where he it's an attack all move. He has shocking speed, Kamehameha, big bad bosses, and fierce battle for his links. Another option here, if you want another blocker, another card that's still very useful, still the best blocking unit in the game if he maintains his passive, and that's your boy Agility Golden Frieza. His super attack, he's going to hit like a fly. He's only going to do supreme damage to the enemy. But this is why you would bring him, is his passive damage received minus 90% when HP is 50% or above. And it's another fierce battle unit, so he'll at least give boost to another card 15%. That's all you really would bring him for. Alright, so now let's go into the snubs of the video. The cards that didn't quite make the list, that weren't quite good enough. And what do you have that the physical God Leader did not make it on this list? Yes, Brawly himself did not make this on the list. I can already hear the fans typing up a storm, screaming that your Lord and Savior Brawly did not make this list. Well, he only does supreme damage. Of course he'll hit twice, and maybe then he could be higher than Golden Frieza, but his defense is such a liability. It's one of the lowest defense in the whole game. So if you have to take a hit from him, and you know if it'll make a Shenron on the field, you could die really easily if you have your boy Brawly out to take the hit. Another card that didn't quite make the list was the Tech Golden Frieza. Now it's weird because the Tech Golden Frieza is the newer Golden Frieza. He's supposed to be the good one. He was the main Dokkan unit in that is banner, but his damage reduction is less than Golden Frieza, and he's not going to hit much harder. He does get a damage increase from his passive. I believe it's 60%. And I think he has shocking speed as well. So you could bring him for slightly better links. But if you're just bringing a soul blocker, agility golden Frieza hands down is better. So yes, that ends the snubs. If there's anybody else I missed, please comment down below. I didn't add the LR card just because you need all that key, and that's kind of annoying. That's why LR Androids and the LR Frieza isn't on the list. But yeah, to recap, we have your boy himself, Emerge Zamasu, all fused up, ready to be the leader of your team. You're going to bring a friend, Black Rose, as long as and your own and your team for your first slot. For your second actual not leader slot, you're going to bring Buhan. Third is Omega Shenron. Then you're going to bring a nice blocker in Janemba. And then a final lead attacker in 100% full power Frieza. But you do have a few options there. You could bring someone else there if you so choose. If you have a SA10 Black Goku, you could choose him instead. But I think 100% Frieza is almost a little more consistent. He has a percent base passive that you don't need a bunch of key for, so it's just easier to make him stronger. But Black Goku can still be good, and a Perfect Cell can still be fairly good as well. But there you have it. There's the perfect villains team. Tell me what you guys think down below. Are there villains I left out? Did I leave your favorite villain out? I know Brawlies were in this list. I want you guys to fight me on that one. Why do you think Physical Brawly should be on there? Give a nice detailed response, and let's have a little war in the comment section if you guys so choose. But there, and I also snubbed the Strength Zamasu. He has a little healing factor, but it's 10%, and with all you're getting healed from Buhan anyways, so I don't think he's gonna be really very useful. But yeah, there are a few cards that didn't make the list, and make sure to tell me what ones you believe should be on the list down below. But always, that does end this video, and we'll see you guys in the next DBZ Dokkan video. See ya!